Okay, so for years, decades even, we've all been sold the same formula for success. You know what I'm talking about. SMART goals: specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. I mean, it sounds so logical, doesn't it? But what if, and just hear me out, what if that very framework is the thing that's actually holding you back from doing anything truly incredible? Let's get into it.
No, really, think about it for a second. Your current goals, the ones on your to-do list, your quarterly targets at work, do they genuinely excite you? Do they pull you out of bed in the morning with a sense of purpose? Or do they just feel kinda manageable? Yeah, that's what I thought. Most of our goals are boring, and there's a really good reason why.
You see, the defining feature of a SMART goal is that it's reasonable. We're told to make them achievable, which, let's be honest, is just a nice way of saying, hey, don't aim too high. They're designed to be predictable, something you can slot neatly into a spreadsheet. But here's the thing: greatness is never predictable, and it's sure as heck never sensible. So let's just tear down this whole idea for a minute. The very thing that makes SMART goals so attractive, their safety, their predictability, that's exactly what makes them toxic for anyone trying to do something that truly matters. And this, right here, this is the heart of the whole conflict. SMART goals are all about what we already know is possible. It's about coloring inside the lines we're given. Their entire purpose is to protect you from failure. But greatness? Well, that's about chasing what's never been done before. It's about completely redrawing the lines and understanding that failure isn't just an option, it's a requirement.
I mean, just look back through history. For years, the 4-minute mile wasn't just seen as unrealistic. Doctors literally said the human body would explode if you tried it. Was colonizing Mars a realistic goal for Elon Musk when his first rockets were blowing up? Of course not. And there was no spreadsheet in the world that could have mapped out how Richard Williams would turn his 2 daughters from Compton into the greatest tennis players of all time. You see, history is written by people who throw SMART goals in the trash.
Okay, so if SMART is the problem, what's the answer? We need a completely new framework. Not one that's about tiny incremental improvements, but one that's about massive, radical transformation. It's time to rethink ambition itself. Yep, I said it. If you want to do something that really truly matters, something that changes the game, you have to be willing to set a goal that, to everyone else, sounds completely and utterly stupid. So here it is. Stupid is the new SMART. It stands for a goal that is spectacular. It should create a sense of awe. Transformative. It has to change you or your industry. Uncomfortable, because it needs to push you way past your comfort zone. Plain as day, so simple and clear anyone can get it. Inspiring, the kind that makes your heart race. And finally, driven by a deadline, because real urgency forces you to act. This is the DNA of a world-changing goal.
But if this is the secret sauce, why aren't we all doing it? Why do we always shrink our dreams down to something that fits on a Post-it note? Well, the answer is deep in our own psychology. We've been taught our whole lives to just be realistic.
You know that feeling, right? You think about some huge, audacious goal, and you get that knot in your stomach. That's fear. And we're trained to see that feeling as a stop sign, a warning to back off and play it safe. But what if we've been reading that signal all wrong? What if that fear is actually a compass, pointing you exactly where you need to go?
Just let that sink in for a second. The exact feeling that makes most people quit is actually proof that you're heading in the right direction. It means you're moving towards growth, towards the very edge of what you thought you were capable of.
So here's the deal. If your big goal doesn't scare you, even a little bit, it's just not big enough. It should make you nervous. It should make your friends look at you funny. That discomfort, that feeling of your palms getting sweaty, that isn't anxiety, my friend. That's ambition. That's the feeling of a goal actually worth chasing. All right, I know what you're thinking. This sounds cool, but how do I actually do it? So let's get practical. This isn't just about wishful thinking. It's a real, intentional process. And it's way simpler than you'd think. First, just state your goal in one super clear, plain-as-day sentence. No jargon. Second, you have to connect it to a why, a reason so powerful it will drag you through the mud when things get tough. And third, and this is the most important part, you have to completely ignore the how, for now. Thinking about how will paralyze you before you even start. It is the enemy of big dreams. Here's a little test you can do. Say your goal out loud to yourself. Does it make you laugh a little bit, almost nervously? Does it sound kind of crazy? If it doesn't, you're still in the safe zone. Go bigger. Keep pushing it until it feels both thrilling and just a little bit absurd.
See, that's the whole idea here. You're not trying to create a perfect step-by-step plan. You're trying to create a gravitational pull, a vision so compelling that it yanks you out of bed every morning and forces you to get creative, to learn, to grow into the person who can actually achieve it.
And this brings us to what might be the most important shift of all. Setting stupid goals isn't just about getting more stuff done. It's about moving beyond simple success and aiming for true significance. A huge piece of this puzzle is changing how you think about failure. When you're trying to do something that's literally never been done before, you are going to fail. A lot. But in this way of thinking, failure isn't the end. It's not even bad. It's just data. Every time you fail, you learn something. You just discovered one more way that doesn't work, which gets you one step closer to the way that does. Just think about SpaceX. They were on the verge of total bankruptcy 3 separate times before they finally landed one of those rockets. A SMART goal would have been abandoned after the first epic failure, but the goal, colonizing Mars, was so ridiculously big, so inspiring, that nearly going bankrupt was just a data point on the journey. And this right here, this is the fundamental difference. Look, when you complete a SMART goal, you get a little dopamine hit from checking a box. You hit a metric, cool. But when you chase and maybe even achieve a stupid goal, the prize is so much bigger. It's not just that your bank account changed. You changed. You became a different person. At the end of the day, this whole framework is about shifting your perspective. You have to stop thinking about building a to-do list and start thinking about building a legacy. Because the true measure of a goal is whether it's big enough to outlive you. Let's be real. Every major breakthrough, every masterpiece, every industry that got turned on its head, none of it came from sensible people with sensible goals. It all came from the dreamers, the disruptors, the people who were called crazy and stupid, right up until the moment they were called geniuses. So now what? Now it's your turn. And I'm not just asking you to think about this. I'm telling you to do something. Stop being so smart about your life. It's time to get a little stupid. Right now, I want you to write down one goal. One goal so big it makes your hand shake a little. And then you have to take one small action towards it. Not tomorrow, today. So I'll leave you with this one question. Forget about what's realistic. Forget about how you're going to do it. What is the one spectacular, transformative, inspiring goal that if you actually pulled it off, would change absolutely everything? Find that, because that's the one that's worth your life. That's the one you go after.